communicate with many people at one time.
Yes,
It's
it
a
is.
wonderful thing.
Yes, it is. And you know, I invited you today to come because one, because you inspire me so much for one,
Thank you.
and the music that you do is very inspiring. You've picked up a fan.
Thank,
Luna is one of your number one fans now. So um, I wanted to speak with you a little bit today. You know, within the International Youth Project for Gaza, which is actually for Palestine, we're starting with, but we'll continue, you know, internationally with the youth.
yeah.
Um, we do a lot of music and stuff, and I wanted to be able to show at the international community why and what the impact of music within, you know, expression through anybody, but mostly with the young, with the
Yeah, yeah,
youth.
I understand.
So I wanted to get kind of your insight, with you being, you know, so much into music and being so inspiring to the international community with your music, um, to have you explain how important it is, you know, that youth are able to do this, you know.
Well, well, how can I begin? I mean, music is such a powerful tool, you know. I mean, as we can see, looking at the history, it has a powerful effect on everybody on the planet. I mean, every person loves some kind of music. You know, I've never met anybody that don't like some kind of music. You know,
Right.
and we can see from early times of blues to rock to to reggae and all many other forms, we can see um, how much it's affected a whole generation of people.
Mm-hmm.
Like Beatles, for example, you know, they changed a whole generation of people, the way they think, the way they dress, you know. Bob Marley, the same thing, you know. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, who would have thought that people of all color, of all different, social background worldwide would become Rastafarian and wear dreadlocks? Who would have
Mm-hmm.
ever imagined that, you know?
Right.
And that is, of course, it's about the philosophy, but he was able to do that like everybody else through music.
Mm-hmm.
It has such a it's a powerful emotional thing. I mean, people get lost in music. You know, I certainly do. You know, it carries you to another place.
Right.
And so if you understand that, which I'm sure most artists at some point in their career will understand the power that they have. You know, and as a performer, when you're performing on stage, you can feel this energy that you have because you take everybody with you,
Mm-hmm.
you know. So I mean, for me also, it has always been important to use music as a tool to, inspire people in a certain way and in a certain direction, in a positive way, as opposed to in a negative way, because you can always go different directions. But I've always been one person that I was inspired, spiritually because of reggae music and what they sang about, and I could feel in their voice just from listening, this strong energy that it wasn't just somebody singing a song, but they actually believed in every word they were singing.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Rita Marley, in one statement she wrote, she said that when Bob Marley was performing on stage, he was like fighting a war.
Exactly.
That was his moment of like I did an interview once in Brazil where I said to the interviewer that eu usa palavras para balas. I use words for bullets.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because words can be as effective as any other, instrument. So it's very important that the young people get involved with music, And it's important if they have good role models that inspire them in a positive way as opposed to, in a negative way. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Right.
So it's very important.
Um. So, what do you think that the impact nowadays, with things getting worse all the way around the world, what do you think in this day and age the impact of music could benefit the youth?
I think that if they listen to the right kind of music, well, let me rephrase that. If they listen to music that inspires them spiritually, and into doing positive things as opposed to negative things, the society would be different. But unfortunately, um, people are still making very positive music. Like for example, um, I don't really want to categorize, music because really it's just music, but the society has categorized it anyway, so there's no way around it. I
Right.
mean, reggae music in the 60s, well, sorry, let me say, I think late 60s, yeah, 70s, 80s was roots music, what they call roots, which was basically a more laid back rhythm. And the most of the singers, it was either singing about love or something spiritually.
Mm-hmm.
You know. Then came the mid 90s or somewhere in the 90s. They came with this more faster beat, which was taken really from dance and Euro dance music, and developed this other style, which is more aggressive. And along with the aggressivity of the beat from this real laid back, easy, island vibe, it went to this aggressive, urban city energy. And along with that came more aggressive lyrics, and they were quite often, as far as I'm concerned, negative towards women, negative towards society, and and the rest is the rest, and a lot of swearing, which
Mm.
I don't remember anybody making any records in the 80s, 70s, and cursing. I don't remember. Maybe it
Right.
was being done, but it wasn't out there on the radio like that, and it wasn't available for all these young people to listen to.
Right.
So I think that the energy of the music and the content changed, and the society changed along with it. Because, like I said before, you know, music has a huge influence in society. I mean, I've been reading some articles recently where some people, he had to remain anonymous, made some claim that the record industry in America purposely uh, had a plan to promote a certain kind of music in the society, and you know made it successful for negative reasons,
Right.
to keep the society, or put the society in a certain direction, and they've achieved that. So we have an uphill climb to try to turn that around.
Right.
But it will happen, because everything, as Bob Dylan sang, for every time there's a season,
Right.
and so we've had this last decade has been what it's been, with a certain kind of music, and along with the music came the change of society, and the young people are today all over these cities all over the world, very, very aggressive, and very violent, you know, and
Right.
that's a reflection of the music, basically, because the music has become very violent.
Right.
So um, we have to find a way to bring it back to the more laid back and positive and loving vibrations.
Right. So you 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 suggest more of the youth now that perhaps are wanting to tell their stories to do it in a more of um a real sense, without all the fu and you
Yeah,
know
because I mean, everybody curses. I'm not a saint, I mean, but I don't usually curse so much when I'm angry. I do it more when I'm, you know, like joking around. Because if I'm angry, really angry, I don't want to say too much anyway.
right, right.
You know,
and it
um,
and it would be just like, as far as I take as the music that I try to do into a more of a, I'm angry, but I want to be intelligent and be clear about my anger and do it right without having to tell somebody.
absolutely. I mean, I know many artists. I mean, that when they were performing, I mean, like Bob Marley. Yeah, I mean, he was angry. He's singing about things that were sometimes painful, and so, you know, like he said, uh, a hungry man is an angry man. For example, it would say their bellies are full, ours are empty.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but yeah, there's many ways to, as I say, there's many ways to skin a cat. You can be angry, and you can be forceful, but you don't have to be angry and forceful in a way which is, how can I say? It's hard to define sometimes. You don't have to do it by cursing and killing people. You know
Right,
what I mean?
right,
Necessarily. You know, because every action. One thing I know for sure is that every action creates a reaction. So if you want a peaceful end and you're going to be aggressive, it's very difficult for you to have a peaceful end.
right.
You understand?
I got
Because
I got our I got our brother Agadan who just messaged me. I told him we're live. Go on my
okay,
wall and click the YouTube
yeah,
so you can see.
big up Mr. Ace Knight in
Mr.
the house.
Ace Nice in the house, the spiritual
Yeah,
beast.
I mean, my whole thing is I don't care what anybody says. My philosophy has always been the same, and then I've been fortunate to grow up and hear and read about people like Buddha, and I had a pleasure, which was still my greatest experience of meeting a human being. I met and spent almost a whole day with Dalai Lama when he spoke in Madison Square Garden
Uh huh.
20 years ago in New York, which was my highest day in my life. And yeah, I've always, for me, I want peace, for myself and for everyone else. Because if you only have peace for yourself, and when you step out into the world, everybody else is at war, your peace is not going to go very far either.
Right.
You
Right.
know, so this is my outlook, and I'm not going to change that. Of course, if somebody comes to take my life, I will defend myself by any means necessary. I'm
Right.
not going to say, okay, just run over me with your truck, man.
Right.
it's not going to happen. But this is my last resort. I will always try to find a peaceful way to resolve whatever it is I need to resolve.
Right. Right. Um, Tell us about some of your music. What inspires you?
What inspires me? I'm inspired by many things. I'm a kind of a in the moment person in a way. So the things that I'm going through in my life in the moments will inspire me to write certain kinds of songs, or the things I'm thinking about.
Uh huh.
Um, so it depends. Or sometimes it's things I see that in society, things that bother me, or even something that I see happening to somebody specific, or something I hear about that happened to someone. It depends. Um, but often when I'm writing, um, I will think of a certain artist to get a certain vibe, you know, to give me the energy to sing a song a certain way. That's why some of my songs it might remind you of a certain artist, and another song is completely different because when I wrote that particular song, like for example, I can tell you for example that Rasta Going On
Mm-hmm.
is I kind of meditated on Bob a little bit when I wrote that song. So you might feel like a kind of a Bob Marley-ish kind of song,
Hmm.
the way the rhythm drops and whatever. And I've always done that because I find that helps me to, yeah, to pull energy from them, but somehow interpret what I'm feeling in my own self, but I'm pulling it from that person. But when I bring it out, I bring it out in my own way. You know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not trying to. I don't want to try and sound like someone, but I do like to take something from them because it gives me is the inspiration to create the song in a certain way. Like like I love Marvin Gaye, I love Stevie, I love many many artists. So I will pull something from them, and then I'll write my song, and it will encompass some of their energy somehow.
Right. Yeah, we talked about that before. Is that you we got kind of something in common, is that you sit there and you think about something that's basically going on within yourself, and then all of a
Yeah,
sudden you get this melody, and all of a sudden it just sticks, and then you just keep on, and most likely ends up transforming into uh, the next track you do, or
yeah. Because I mean, I don't like unlike most writers. I play percussion, and that's about it. I mean, I'm good at melodies and rhythms, but I never studied music or anything. So when I write, I write. I think we spoke about the same. I write my songs by singing them. I don't write lyrics down on paper and then try to put a melody to them. I
right,
I, I start by singing a melody. I might even start just humming the melody. Then I put the words, and then I write the whole song just singing it in my head. And when I'm happy with the way it feels and it's structured, I then write it down on paper afterwards.
right, right.
And I have to teach myself to write it down in a way, so I could remember how I sang it. You know,
Exactly.
because that has happened to me where I wrote some lyrics and the tune is nice and I'm saying, wow, this is gonna be a great song. And the next day I forget the melody. So which I read an article recently about, I think Paul McCartney wrote it actually, that him and John Lennon wrote a whole bunch of songs that they forgot how the melody was, because it was the same thing. They were just singing it and writing it, and then if they didn't record it straight away, the next day they wouldn't remember how the hell the melody was,
Right.
because they only had some words. So yeah, but it's I've found a ways to remember, write it in a way that I remember the melody. But also today, all your smartphones and these amazing things can record your voice. So the thing
Hmm.
is to adapt my mind to remember to do that, because I'm an old guy, so I I do use a lot of modern things and I'm pretty good with them. But certain customs, we're creatures of habit, and I'm not into a habit of doing certain things. So I have to keep reminding myself, oh, like I'm not a person that if I want information, I Google
Uh-huh.
things. I always ask somebody or look it up somewhere. And I just call my daughter, hey, baby, can you tell me? And she said, Daddy, just Google it. I said, oh yeah, that's right. I always forget you can Google things. So, but that's old age. For all you young people out there, remember that.
Yeah. I had a thing that I shared yesterday. It's this car in between, locked right in between two buildings, and it says the guy was following Google Maps.
Right.
So
That's where he ended up.
yeah. So tell me what inspires you about what do you see within the youth? What inspires you about the youth these days?
What inspires me about the youth? I mean, there are some very talented youths, as always out there. Um, Today, there are probably more opportunities available for them in various areas than there were before. But in saying that, it's not so easy, you know. Like I was thinking about just being a musician, for example, today, and I read something that Usain Bolt, the world's fastest runner, wrote. and he was saying that you have to to be successful. It comes with a price.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of hard work. You know, he was saying, like, if you want to be the best, you got to work and work a lot every day. And go. And it's a sacrifice. So, and that's what I think a lot of people today, they're too much into instant things. Everything must be instant. If it doesn't happen right away, it's a big problem. And life is not like that, because you're born, and then you crawl, and then you're able to stand, and so on. So, and I use these as examples to teach people that things are not always going to happen from one second to the next.
Right.
you know it's a process, and it's always better, it's you go through this process, because the instant things go instant up and go instant down. you know
Exactly.
So if you take your time and get there, for me, you're gonna be better off, because you're gonna understand the whole process that you went through to get up there. Whereas if you just shoot up there, like, on some rocket, you don't even know how the hell you got up there.
Right.
And if you start to have to make your way down, and you don't have this rocket to come down, you're in a mess.
Right.
You know. So, one is to make people, you know yeah, you want to achieve these things, and you set your goals. But time, I always say to people, time is not yours to put, how long is something's going to take you, because time, you don't own time.
Mm-hmm.
So as to, yeah, you should want it, and you should want it now, but you should also be open to understand that, when it comes, it comes. But you're going to work as hard as you can to get it. But if it doesn't come in whatever time, you still have to just keep going.
Okay. I picked out I believe 4 or 5 of your videos today that I want everybody to see while we're in the interview. I picked Surefire, which is my favorite.
Yeah, I love that song.
I picked Calm, but I picked Calm, and we do have the video with it. Now I didn't pick the Calm with the video as far as with everybody in it. I picked Calm with, I think it's maybe your daughter and granddaughter or
No,
grandson.
everybody thinks that, no, those are my one of my best friend's children. Actually, they're half Japanese and half black.
Okay, so I picked that video because another thing that I try to explain to our supporters and the audience that comes to watch International Youth Project for Gaza Live is that, most of us activists, we're just the same as everybody else. We have our families, and
Absolutely.
we have lives, and the passion of fighting for humanity and human rights and things. That we're just the same as everybody else. So I picked that video to show you in that sense. It just being primitive.
Thank you.
And
Yeah,
and
I love children, because when I went to shoot that video, um, it wasn't we hadn't planned anything, and I met them for the first time, because they had moved from Japan, which I hadn't been to for a long time, to Amsterdam, and then I went to see my friend in Amsterdam, and I met them, and straight away I said, I want the kids in the video, and he said, no. I'm saying, man, if I don't put the kids, I'm not doing the video. Yeah, I mean, I love
yeah,
children. I love
that
children.
that's basically how I am with the little things that I do. I haven't been, and I've been singing since I was 5, performing up until about maybe 22, and then I had to stop because I had my own kids to
Yes,
take care of.
yeah, family,
But
yeah.
I just want to give the sense of people that, when we do this music, the youth love music, and a lot of the kids that we deal with in Palestine, Gaza, and the West Bank, they're just the same. They love the music, and they love to dance and break dance, and a lot of the parkour teams use music for their videos and stuff like this.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't understand why is all this music coming up. And basically it's because these kids are the same as everybody else.
Of course, they're just regular people,
Yep.
you know.
So with that, I just want to get, before we go into to some of your music videos, I wanted to ask you, what is your thought on the children, on the youth of Gaza and the West Bank?
To be
What would be your message to them?
Well, my message, and the only message I could give them was to never lose hope of being free, because I know that I can't even imagine what their life must be like. You know, don't ever lose hope of things changing for better, because it will. Um, and to just stay positive and keep, you know, expressing themselves as much as they can with all forms of art and creativity, because creative energy travels very, very far, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and they will be able to empower people to help them to create the change that they want to have, you know.
Yes. And they need this inspiration, and they need this support from the international community. And so,
And if I could just say quickly that me, I'm always going to be willing to do whatever I can, whenever I can, to support and help them. You
hmm,
know, that'll be my pleasure.
yes. We spoke a little bit down the line, and I want to direct this to some of our listeners out there, um, via Twitter and Ustream and Facebook at the moment. You know, me and Primitive have spoken briefly and privately about, at some point in time, maybe in the future, to organize something musical to benefit for these kids. Um,
Definitely, it has to be
if
done. Yeah.
if we have musicians out there, or singers, or anybody who would be interested in those things,
Yeah,
please.
promoters and people with big bucks who are just, you know, having fun, partying. Yeah, we need some help to structure and create some some uh, some musical event
Yes.
to help these children. You know.
Yep. Yep. And it would be full benefit for the youth. So if you're out there, and you are a musician, or even a supporter, or have some kind of ideas where we could do this, we'd be more than glad to hear from you. What I'm going to do is
Absolutely.
give you a little bit of a break, brother, and put on a couple of your videos,
Thank you.
and let the world see the man who inspires me so much. How's that?
That sounds good. Thank you very much.
Okay, let's do this. It'll take me a minute.
Lose your calm. Think it man, don't lose it. Think it man. Don't lose your calm. Rastaman, Rastaman. Around the corner could be a storm that you buck upon. Bingy man, Rastaman. Don't lose your calm. Bingy man. Around the corner could be the psalm that you buck upon. Don't lose it, Bingy man. Don't lose your calm. Rastaman, Rastaman. Around the corner could be a storm that you buck upon. Don't lose it, don't lose it. Don't lose your calm. Bingy man. Around the corner could be the psalm that you buck upon. Don't lose it, yeah. Don't lose your calm. Rastaman, don't lose your Rastaman. Around the corner could be a storm that you buck upon. Bingy man, Rastaman. Don't lose your calm. Bingy man, don't lose your man. Around the corner could be a storm that you buck upon. Don't lose it, Bingy man. Don't lose your calm. Sunshine, yeah, moonlight, ambush, so far, essa canção para todas as mulheres brasileiras, porque vocês são lindas. Essa é para vocês, certo? Com todo o coração. Beijos. She's my sunshine, she's my moonlight, she's my surefire, don't you know? She's my whole tired. She's my sunshine, she's my moonlight, she's my surefire, don't you know? She's my whole tired. And when she walks with me, woo 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 woo. And when she talks to me, woo 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 woo. She sets my soul on fire. She's my only desire. I wanna be her surefire. I couldn't get much higher with no one else. Now if she was mine, I would have loved her all of the time. Mountains we would climb. Our love would be like a shrine. She's my sunshine, she's my moonlight, she's my surefire, don't you know? She's my whole tired. She's my sunshine, she's my moonlight, she's my surefire, don't you know? She's my whole tired. Now she's my secret love, given to me by Jah up above. Maybe she doesn't know it yet, but I'll show her somehow.
She keeps me dreaming, she's my desire. She's my whole life, she's my surefire. Wonder when I'm gonna chillin' with her and kiss her. I can't deny it, I just imagine how I'm gonna feel when it's happened for real. Freaking out, panic, this girl is so sweet. She knocked me off my feet, I can't feel the heat. This man is so heavy and my heart is so deep.
She's my sunshine,
She's my sunshine.
she's my moonlight,
She's my moonlight.
she's my surefire, don't you know? She's my whole tired. She's my sunshine,
She's my sunshine.
she's my moonlight,
She's my moonlight.
she's my surefire, don't you know? She's my whole tired. And when she walks with me, woo 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 woo. And when she talks to me, woo 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 woo. She sets my soul on fire. She's my only desire. I wanna be her surefire. I couldn't get much higher.
She's my sunshine. She's my moonlight.
She keeps me dreaming, she's my desire. She's my whole life, she's my surefire.
She's my sunshine. She's my moonlight.
She keeps me dreaming, she's my desire. She's my whole life, she's my surefire.
She's my sunshine, she's my moonlight, she's my surefire, don't you know? She's my whole tired. She's my sunshine, she's my moonlight, she's my surefire, don't you know? She's my whole tired. She's my sunshine, she's my moonlight, she's my surefire, don't you know? She's my whole tired. She's my sunshine, she's my moonlight, she's my surefire, don't you know? She's my whole tired. Heartache won't last forever, but it's a lonely road that we all must travel. Once before we go, I believe that love is a good teacher, and even if it don't work out, you won't ever understand it. What it's really all about. I believe that love is a good teacher. 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 Mama, don't worry. Don't worry, mama. Even though I'm gone, I want you to know I'm trying. Every day I write another letter for you, just saying. Mama, don't worry. Don't worry, mama. Mama, don't worry. Don't worry, mama. You can paint me with your colors, dress me with your flowers, I'm ready. You can paint me with your colors, dress me with your flowers, I'm ready. So don't worry, mama. Mama, don't worry. Don't worry, mama. Mama, don't worry. Have to let you know I'm always gonna show my feelings. Even when I'm gone, I want you to know I'm trying. Mama, don't worry. Don't worry, mama. Mama, don't worry. Don't worry, mama. You can paint me with your colors, dress me with your flowers, I'm ready. You can paint me with your colors, dress me with your flowers, I'm ready. So don't worry, mama. Mama, don't worry. Don't worry, mama. Mama, don't worry. You can paint me with your colors, dress me with your flowers, I'm ready. You can paint me with your colors, dress me with your flowers, I'm ready. So don't worry, mama. Mama, don't worry. Don't worry, mama. Mama, don't worry. Mama, don't worry. Don't worry, mama. Mama, don't worry. Mama, don't worry. Don't worry, mama. Mama, don't worry.
Alright then, say. Yeah, alright. Yeah. Oh. Alright now. Yeah.
Don't lose it, calm. Rastaman. Around the corner could be a storm that you buck upon.
Don't lose it.
Don't lose it, calm. Bingy man. Around the corner could be the psalm that you buck upon.
Don't lose it, yeah.
My baby says she loves me.
She says she love me, she says she love me.
Then she says she's got to leave me.
Now she pack up and gone, she pack up and gone.
Then she says she still wants to see me, yeah.
See me.
I said, baby, you must be crazy. Are you trying to kill me?
Trying to kill me. She says she love me, but not with me anymore. Trust me, I could never believe that she could go. Now she pack up and gone. All I got is me and my heart, bro. She taking it just like a joke, and it says gone away, gone away. And even I remember what we used to say. Tomorrow is another day.
Don't lose your calm, Rastaman, Rastaman. Around the corner could be a storm that you buck upon.
Don't lose it, don't lose it.
Don't lose your calm, Bingy man, Bingy man. Around the corner could be the storm that you buck upon.
Don't lose it, yeah. Don't lose your calm. Don't lose your calm. Don't lose your calm. Don't lose it, Bingy man, Rasta man. Don't lose your calm. Don't lose your calm. Don't lose your calm. Bingy man, don't lose it, Bingy man.
She says I'm so much older,
Older,
and she is so much younger.
young girl.
We ain't got all this time together.
Together.
The weather, stormy weather.
Girl, from your gone, say it burn me like fire. Search out the whole place, can't believe you not there. Never miss the river till the water run dryer. The love for you have, girl, it used to take me higher. Enough time me say tears cry from them higher. When me can't believe me shout out oh Naya. And sometimes I say me cry to my mama, but me still try.
Don't lose your calm, Rastaman, Rastaman. Around the corner could be a storm that you buck upon.
Don't lose it, don't lose it.
Don't lose your calm, Bingy man, Bingy man. Around the corner could be the storm that you buck upon.
Don't lose it, yeah. Don't lose your calm. Don't lose your calm. Alright then, say. Don't lose your calm. Don't lose it, Bingy man, yeah. Rasta man. Don't lose your calm. Don't lose your calm. Don't lose your calm. Bingy man. Don't lose it, Bingy man.
Don't lose your calm, Rastaman, Rastaman. Around the corner could be a storm that you buck upon.
Bingy man, Rasta man.
Don't lose your calm, Bingy man, Bingy man. Around the corner could be the storm that you buck upon.
Don't lose it, Bingy man.
Don't lose your calm, Rastaman, Rastaman. Around the corner could be a storm that you buck upon.
Don't lose it, don't lose it.
Don't lose your calm, Bingy man, Bingy man. Around the corner could be the storm that you buck upon.
Don't lose it, yeah.
Don't lose your calm, Rastaman,
Don't lose your
Rastaman. Around the corner could be a storm that you buck upon.
Bingy man, Rasta man.
Don't lose your calm, Bingy man,
Don't lose your
Bingy man. Around the corner could be the storm that you buck upon.
Don't lose it, Bingy man. Don't lose your calm.
All right. So we're back.
Okay.
Let me make sure that we're both on here. I got a Skypey thingy that's going. Let me make sure that we're both back. Check
Okay.
1 2.
Are we live?
Yeah. I just gotta let us both. Trying to get us both to be seen.
Okay.
Come on. Where we at?
Okay.
We're not being seen. Hold on. I don't know what happened with this. Oh. I don't know what I did.
You disappear.
Yeah, we disappeared. We can be heard, but
Not be seen.
yeah, it can't be seen. So let me remove that one, and then we'll just put us back on there. Huh. I don't know what's going on. But we're both here.
You're here and you're live,
We're here and we're live. And everybody can hear us.
but they can't see us.
But they can't see us. Huh. Let's try it over. Okay, so let me put us back on here.
Well, you've been. I'm sure I have some people in Brazil, definitely in Switzerland, and maybe someone in Sweden. But they're out there listening to us, so
Yeah.
good. You know.
So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do it this way. I'm going to move this over. Put this here. Since the Skype wants to be like this, so we can do it another way.
Yeah.
Up. And it keeps showing Skype, but it's not doing nothing. Hold on. I'll fix this.
No problem.
So
So
we'll
you're
do
getting
it.
messages.
Yeah, we'll just screen cap us. And then everybody can see us anyways.
Yep. That's good.
Ha 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 ha. We did it anyway. The encoder was kind of acting up.
Okay.
So we're up on here anyway.
Cool.
There we go. There. So
We're back.
we're back.
Yes.
See, where there's a will, there is a way. And we
Always
just found
a way.
and we just found the way.
Can't give up the fight.
No.
Never give up the fight.
Never. So, those were about my favorite ones, especially Calm. Me and you were just talking about that just the other day. There's how many thousand views onto YouTube?
I think it's almost 13,000 now. I think close to 13,000 views.
Yes.
So I'm quite pleased because um, that's mostly been, my hard work of sitting on my butt day in and day out and posting,
Yeah.
making sure that every friend I have on Facebook has to at least watch it one time or part of it,
Yes.
Now I know it's going on its own because it's everybody likes that song. So thanks to the Most High that it's like that, and it just keeps going all the time. So I think that it will go on for a long time.
Yes. Yes. And and people also can get your whole album on iTunes and
Yeah,
on
my
Amazon.
albums are on all major download sites. They're on 300 sites. All my songs that I release are available on 300 different websites. So all the major ones, Amazon, Spotify, iTunes, and God, so many CD billion on all of them. They'll find my music. It's
Yes.
available. It's not a difficult thing to get. So
So
if
directly from Luna, I'm asking that you go on all of our listeners, Twitter, Ustream on the main International Youth Project for Gaza site, who you watching right now. Go to iTunes or to Amazon. Go and get Primitive's singles, and you'll be able to listen to them all day long, because that's what I do.
yeah, I mean, on the albums, they can actually they can just buy one song. You know,
Hmm.
you don't have to buy the whole album. You can go and log on to the album, and you can just choose one song. But there's an a cappella version of "Calm," which is just voices, which I love. I think it's beautiful, and that's only available on the album or from the album. You can buy it as a single from the album because the one that you're playing is available as a single.
Uh-huh.
So the company, well, actually, the way things are now, with how I release my music, I can release it as a single and then put it on my album also.
Uh,
If it's released as a single, it has to stay as a single. You know.
uh-huh.
So I decided to put the a cappella version of "Calm," which hardly anybody ever heard. I decided to put that on the album, so you have a choice of hearing both, you know,
Uh-huh.
or both versions.
I'm telling Agran to go on to, he said he can't hear nothing, so I told him to go on to onto my wall and then onto Ustream.
Yeah,
We just started the YouTube, so I don't know why it doesn't, it stays on standby, but
okay.
then after the broadcast, it goes
Good
directly
go.
on there. It's
Yeah.
directly on there. So on iTunes and to Amazon, and
iTunes, Amazon, Spotify. I'm sure it's available on CD Baby, all major sites because it's
mhm,
on 300. So I would imagine all the popular sites that people can buy music from, they will find it on there.
okay.
You know.
And I want to bring up an artist that you've worked with, and he has just he's just like you. He inspires me. Now
Mm.
I was introduced to him, or introduced to his music, by one of his songs that you featured in, and
Okay.
it used to be Pyro, but now his name
Pyro,
is, yep,
Miklo.
Miklo.
Yeah,
And I spoke with him yesterday because there's his song Grinding that I like a
Miklo.
lot. And I
Yeah.
also like, um, oh, please don't let me get this wrong. Uh, Living, or Alive, the one that you're featured in.
Oh yeah. Like I can't remember the title either. Something about good life.
Yeah,
I
Good
think it's
Life. There it is. Good
good life.
Life. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I started off with that one, and as I seen him, I like his style, so I went on to more, and the more I went, the more I was like, oh, I gotta have this music. So
Yeah.
no,
I mean, Pyro is not only a great humanitarian, but he's a great artist. I love his style. He does some like folky types of songs as well. You know, like completely different from hip hop. Completely, where he's playing acoustic guitar, and
uh,
they're so amazing because he stopped doing hip hop for a little while, maybe about I don't know, a couple of years or at least a year and a half, where he said that he was not going to do any more hip hop. He felt he should move on to doing something else, and he recorded one album for sure, which I heard, and beautiful songs. Where he's playing acoustic guitar mostly and doing these beautiful vocals because he
mm-hmm,
sings really good as well. And but I always told him that I was sad that he didn't want to do hip hop anymore because he's so talented, man, and so natural and so amazing when he does his hip hop that I'm really happy that he came back and decided to do more,
Yeah.
because he's like my favorite hip hop artist, because also his lyrics are like very inspirational, very positive, and yeah, it's what for me, you know, the music I heard growing up as a child was always positive, or romantic.
Mm-hmm.
So, um, and then I grew up, as a young teenager listening to, first of all, the ska and the rock steady into reggae, where reggae became, a more militant music in a way with Burning Spear and Bob Marley and Culture. These are the bands I grew up with. So, the music was on fire in those days.
Mm-hmm.
All these artists were like, you know, kind of like, in the political in some way in
Mm-hmm.
their lyrical content, and it was revolutionary, and it revolutionized a whole generation of people. Again, like I said, you can go to Japan and find Rastaman, you know, you
Mm-hmm.
go to China and find Rastaman. So it had a global effect. I mean, I read some things, one article one time that said, you know, uh, Bob Marley was as popular as Jesus Christ, or more popular than Jesus Christ, and so the music traveled to every corner of the globe.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and they're chanting Jarastafari in every nation,
Right.
So,
Right.
you know, but then it took a turn, and things went the other direction, But it has to come. It's coming back. You have a lot of young artists from Jamaica now making very positive music and very spiritually um, driven type lyrics. Like Chronic, for example. He's just one of a few, and there's quite a few more like him. Who are coming up, and they're bringing the vibe back. Because when I hear from people in Jamaica that it's changing there because people are tired of this other music, that they don't really put any work into the actual instrumentations of it. They just find some beat, and start talking a lot of crap on it, and that.
Right.
So I think people are basically tired of it. So they're going back to the music that is trying to bring you to a positive place and to inspire you in a positive way. Because if you go the other way, well, just look at the world as how it is.
Right.
That's that's enough as of an example.
Right.
So we need to have some positive energy to come in and bring us to the right place.
Yeah. So tell us a little bit. We'll try to wrap it up a little bit here, but because I don't want to keep you on too long. I know you got things to do, but I got a couple of more questions for you. Just one, tell us about your travels and the places that you've been and been able to influence the different kinds of music, because I've listened to you and we've talked to each other long enough to where you have not just reggae, but you have different kinds of styles of music that actually is really unique.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up here in London, and I came here about 11. When I was 11, I think I had my 12th birthday here. So, I was very influenced by British pop music. I was a big Beatles fan, but I was more a Rolling Stones fan because they were bad boys.
Uh-huh.
So yeah, I love Mick Jagger, but yeah, I listened to all kinds of pop music when I was growing up, and at the same time, you know, R&B was huge influence, and Motown was huge when I was growing up.
Mm.
Every song that came out from the major artists like Smokey Robinson, Diana Ross, I used to love the Temptations. All their songs were like top 10 or number one most of the time. The four
Mhm.
tops. I grew up I grew up with all that kind of music, so that music had a huge influence on me because when we went out to clubs or to parties, we were dancing to both at the same time, you
Mm.
know. And British radio back then was amazing because you would hear everything on the same station, from Sinatra to Temptations to some reggae music. I mean, I remember when was it no, not 007, but when this guy Desmond Decker had a number one song.
Okay, I think we just have a little bit of a glitch, and if we do, we'll get him right back. So what we'll do is we'll call him right back. Up. We're back.
Technology,
And this is citizen media, so we don't care.
But yeah, there's talking about Desmond Decker, and that was, I think, 70s, late 60s. I don't remember now, but yeah, it was number one for a long time. So I grew up with all, and I loved rock. I grew up with the Pink Floyds and the Deep Purple and many other great rock bands. I was listening to all this music at one time,
Uh-huh.
because I liked it all, in a certain mood. So I find that when I want to record my music or write music, I want to bring some of these elements naturally. I always like to have a rockish guitar, but a soft rock guitar, in my tracks, especially on the lead. I love this rock guitar vibe on my lead on the leading guitar. My father was a jazz fanatic, so I also listened to Jimmy Smith and you know many other great jazz musicians at the time. Ramsey Lewis and many other people like that growing up. So I find that I want to create a music that has as much of these differences in it. Now I've lived in 8 different countries, as I think I've mentioned to you before. Um, Brazil has influenced me a lot, because I love Brazilian music, and they love reggae because they've adopted reggae as part of their music. And then they created this samba reggae, which is a fusion of samba with reggae. I had a chance to work with do shows with Oladoon, which is one of the most famous bands. They work with Michael Jackson, and
Hmm.
recorded with Paul Simon. Um, and I did a song actually called Maria Maria.
I love this song.
I sing some parts in Portuguese, and my friend who works a lot with me, Ayoba, who's from Senegal in Africa, I asked him to sing in Wolof, and he wasn't really keen on the idea, but I said, man, trust me, it's gonna work. And they liked it so much in Senegal that it been featured on TV over there,
Uh-huh.
national TV, and on national radio. So yeah, I love to put in music from different kind of styles and different kind of places. I like that a lot.
Uh-huh. Well, we have a big shout out both of us need to give. And he's lucky. He's just lucky I don't just bring him right on in. But
Well,
we
you
have
could.
we have Ace, our
Our
I
mentor.
told him, I said, I'm gonna bring you in on it.
Yeah,
We,
bring him in. Our mentor, the Hunger Games Pro Ace Knight man.
yeah, our Mr. Agran Bellica, our spiritual beast.
Yes, absolutely. A great brother.
He, oh, okay, let me ask you this. What was your how did you meet how did we meet Ace, and what's your thoughts of his music?
Oh, well, firstly about his music, I love his music. I like his style. He's a very conscious brother, very spiritual, and um, he's on the same wavelength as we are in that he wants to you know he wants to help people within his power of what he can do to help them as much as he can. And with music, we can do a lot with music.
Mm-hmm.
I met him on Facebook actually,
Mm-hmm.
and it's funny because what happened with me and him had never happened to me before. You know, like as usual, I got a request and I accepted the request, and as usual, I dropped a video on his wall, you know,
Uh-huh.
and I put the song Rasta going on the video, and straight away I saw a comment because he was online, but then I saw like 7 or 8 more comments in a row, and I'm like, no, something must be wrong with Facebook. It's not possible that this man is writing 8 comments on this video. So I had to go back, I had to click on the comments, and he had 8 different comments. I'm like, so, and then we started. I wrote something to him, and I said like, I don't know what I said. Oh, thank you very much, and then we started to talk. And he said,
Hmm.
oh, is this your song? I said, yeah, this is my song. It's my music. I'm the one singing, and that's how we met. You know, from there, and from there we've gone to this amazing place where we are now. You know.
Yes, he's another brother that I highly respect. I mean, he is about he's about the only one who can tell me, you know, Luna, you didn't do this right, and I don't get self-conscious. I was just like, okay,
Yeah.
what did I do wrong?
Yeah.
Me-
No, he's a great spirit.
he is a great spirit, and he gives his love and his passion so hard, you know, and he's helped me so much. I love my brother. I love my brother Agran so much.
Yeah,
He's so
totally.
inspiring, and he keeps me
He's,
going, you know.
he's a brother from another mother, you know.
He is so lucky, and and I'm gonna end up I'm gonna end up I'm gonna end up adding him here.
Yeah, add him, man. Let's bring
It
him,
says
bring
that
in,
let me add you.
let's bring in the night, man.
We need the beast.
Yes.
He's so shy. You know, this is what I have to admire about this man.
Mm.
He will work his ass off and do anything and everything for everybody. But for him to take any kind of credit or want to be, you know, have any kind of recognition for the things that he does, he will not do.
Yeah, yeah. He's a very
He will
humble
not.
spirit. Yeah.
He's like, no, no. So, brother Agran, we love you.
Yes,
We
my
love you
brother.
very
Yeah.
much. He
Hunger Games,
Hunger
Ace Night.
Ace
Love.
Night. He's actually got some tracks that he's working on now also,
Yeah,
and I
yeah.
can't wait to hear that.
I got the studio together. He sent me a couple of things, and you know, he's awesome, man. I love it. I love his things. You know, we need to do
Yes.
some work together, but it will happen. It's just like every you know, we're also crazy busy right now, so it's
Mhm.
kind of complicated sometimes, but it's gonna get done. You know.
Yeah. Yeah. And Jennifer also, we want to give a big old shout out to
Yeah,
her.
big old shout out to Lady J. You know, we need to do this track, babes. So as soon as possible, man.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. And I can't say his name. Your
Jata.
Jata.
Yeah,
I don't
Jata.
know
Jata.
why I keep on wanting to say Jaha.
No, Jata.
Jata.
Yeah,
Jata.
Jata.
Yeah,
Dreadlocks.
he
Yeah, big shout out, my. He's like that's like my twin soul. He's over there right now. I know he's tuned in over there in Geneva, Switzerland. Big shout out to you and all the people over there in Geneva. And I'm on my way to come and make some trouble. You know, shortly.
Yes, yes.
You know, musically. You know.
So we've got some things coming up, brother, and I want to thank you so much for giving your support for
My
the youth
pleasure.
of
My pleasure.
Gaza, and please,
Uh,
you know, I would appreciate and be honored, very honored, you know, at some point in time that you come back with us and
Absolutely. And I hope that in the future, not too far, I could be able to go to Gaza and perform live and direct for the youths because that would be wicked. You know.
The kids have been asking me this. I don't know. They see the music, and also especially with yourself, with Jennifer. They've seen the videos that have been produced. Also with Jata and with Ace and all of us. And actually, that's their dream. They want because they've never really had a concert there.
Right.
So
Yeah.
they are
Well,
just ecstatic. They want us to go.
I'd be willing to go there and play it for them because it would be immense pleasure and joy for me to do that, you know.
Yeah.
And let's make it happen, man. I mean, it might not be for a while, but if we put our heads together, we can make this thing happen, you know.
Yep.
We should,
We should be able
because you
to.
know, if we can perform there for them, that will give them some really good energy, I think,
Yes.
and to you know go forward and do continue to do the things they're doing. So we need to make it happen for them for
Yeah.
sure.
Yes.
You know.
So we're going to, ladies and gentlemen, I appreciate you all coming and listening and helping me honor a very respectable
Thank you very
artist, my
much,
brother Primitive,
Mama.
and make sure that you listen to the music. He will be around International Youth Project and all over. If our future plans are able to be done, which they will be, it just may take a little bit of time.
Yeah, we'll
Um,
do.
we will be in everyone's very, very near future. Thank you so much, brother, for doing
Thank you
this.
for having me. Blessings and love to all the people of Gaza, especially to the youths, and stay strong and keep going positive, and everything is going to be all right. As Bob Marley said, every little thing is going to be all right.
Every little thing is going to be all right. Okay,
Yeah.
this will conclude our exclusive interview with Primitive. And you can see his Facebook page at Primitive.
Primitive J Barnes,
Uh huh.
and there's also Jason Barnes, and I have a Primitive fan page, and I have a bunch of pages. So
Right.
if they just Google Primitive RAZZ music, they will find many things. You
Right.
know,
And
Raz
remember
music,
to go on to iTunes, onto
iTunes, Amazon,
Spotify, and
Spotify,
Amazon.
and many more places.
Uh,
Yeah.
all right, brother. You ready to say deuces to this interview?
Yes. Thank you very much. It was a
Thank you.
wonderful time spending with you and communicating with the people all over the world. So I wish you all a blessed afternoon and night wherever you are.
Yes.
Okay.
All right. Let me